So, very good evening to all of you once again. I think the CAT is done and dusted. You have your scores also. Typically, the scores would have come in this week or the coming week compared to what we really got it. Most of you know already your scores and the expected percentiles. If you did not know what your expected percentiles are and you did not give your score on the CL calculator, now the first thing that I'm going to ask you to do is go straight up on the Career Launcher website. Make sure that you put in your scores there so that you will get an estimated percentile for your CAT exam. Once that comes in, you will also be given certain expectations of what institutes, what IIMs, what other non-IIMs you can expect. Right? Now, there are people like Rahul who's messaging saying that I have so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so marks. Which should I expect? Frankly, Rahul, this is not the particular session for that. So therefore, I'm not going to address those questions, at least in the first few minutes or the first 30, 40 minutes, where I will have a very single point agenda. And that is, given that the scores are out, you would have applied, depending on whatever scores, you have a chance to apply to various institutes, not just the IIMs, but also the non-IIMs. Come February, you will have the interview calls from many of these institutes, whatever your score may be. It could be 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, doesn't matter. At that point of time, you don't have the luxury to prepare, especially prepare well. And that is the reason why we are doing this course. Okay, I'm going to be off the video for a few minutes so that the recording goes perfectly live of the video only, but I'll be there available live. So here is what the plan that we have today is. I welcome you all to the PDP program that Career Launcher started almost 27 years back, 1995. In fact, the pioneer of the PDP in the country has been Career Launcher. What is PDP? That's the Personality Development Program. Now, somebody might say, sir, what are we talking about? Are we not discussing that there is a personal interview coming up, the WAT coming up, or the GD coming up, or the case study coming up? Are we discussing that, or are we discussing something else? If you have known Career Launcher, CL has been the first one to look at and understand that if you want to crack your interviews, it is not just that you prepare yourself for the interviews alone. You need to kind of build the kind of a personality, or at least showcase the kind of a personality that you will require to make it to the top institutes, including, of course, the IIMs. And that is what we are going to talk about over the next 40 minutes to 35 minutes to 45 minutes. And then I do understand that a lot of you will have questions. I will try my patience to answer as many questions as possible. But let me also tell you that GP sir, Jiju sir, Shivku sir have been taking these sessions of how to prepare for a SNAP, how to prepare for a ZAT, how to prepare for IFT, how to prepare for XYZ. Those are the sessions I would genuinely expect each one of you to attend. And what I'll do today is focus on what else should you do apart from having written the exam and or writing the other exams. What else should you do to convert the call, the interview call that you get, to make sure that in June next year, July and June next year, you have an admission to the coveted IIMs or the other MBA schools. That's going to be our agenda today, guys. We'll talk about various things about how to prepare. And more importantly, this particular session is to welcome you all to the CL's PDP program. Okay. Before I start, I just want to ask one thing to my good friend Monu here. Monu, is it okay, or do you want me to switch off the camera yet? Monu, मैं कैमरा को ऑन रख सकता हूं या ऑफ करना पड़ेगा? Okay, it looks like that I can continue, and you can see my beautiful face, handsome face, or whatever you want to, or a bad face, whichever way you look at it. So let's go. Great, guys. So Hari Shankar Menon, I will just answer this question. Despite myself, I want to answer this question. This wonderful guy writes on the chat, sir, when will sectional percentile predictions be published? It will not be published. Other CAT institutions have predictions way off from CL predictions. That is their problem. How confident are you on your predictions? If I wasn't confident, why on earth will I predict? Hari Shankar Menon, understand one thing, that I, or when I'm using the word I represent Career Launcher. When CL comes out with our predictions, we come out with data. We don't come out with any random number. In fact, if you look at it, the first expert numbers that we came out with, we completely understood what they are. They are closer still than anybody else has predicted. But now what are we predicting as far as your percentile predictor is concerned is close to 15,000, 16,000 data that we have of original scores that are already available with our students, and hopefully you are one among them. And that means that our confidence will always be high. Having said that, will it be 100% correct? No, obviously not. We said that 97, 98% correct. In fact, whenever we say that, nobody can claim except the IIMs when they know the real score, what will be the real percentile. But we are saying that this is going to be your guide, plus or minus 2 percentile in the cases at the 90s and the 80s, and plus or minus 0.5 percentile at the 98s and the 99s, and plus or minus 0.1, 0.2 at the 99.7s and 99.8s. That's the kind of a confidence that we are talking about. I hope, Hari Shankar Menon, you have what I answered. Shweta S is saying, can I be more humble? How can I be more humble, Shweta? Thank you so much for that. But you know what? If I am humble, then I would say, very, very honestly, most people will not be. But sectional percentiles are needed to confirm we've crossed the cutoff. So what we will tell you, Sahiti, as we go along is very, very simple. If you have a decent numbers in all the 3 sections, please reach out. One, give your percentile predictor, give your scores in our percentile predictor. Sooner than later, we will put up a B school advisory. What will this do? We will also be able to predict some of these questions that can come up, or some of the institutes that you will probably get a call from, whether you are a general category student, EWS student, OBC student, SC, ST, PWD, whatever that may be, or a girl for that matter. The percentile predictor tries to predict with the data of the past that we have for the future. Fair enough? With that, so let's straight get into the PDP. Fair enough, Sainti? Thank you so much. Yes, Aditya, we will do that. Both the Adityas. Okay. Now, let's get to understand what is our agenda for today. Our agenda is a very simple thing, guys. I'm going to talk about what are the timelines for your interview preparation. Then we'll talk about the PDP, the program that we are talking about today. Why is it called the Personality Development Program? The why of it, the what of it, and the how of it. How do we even go about doing it for you? Then I'm going to take you through the aspiration of the PDP walkthrough. Once that, what else can you do to make sure that your chance of getting into the final selection list of the institutes that you get a call from? That is what we will talk about, apart from, of course, everything else that you might probably have. Okay. Okay. The first and foremost, January 2023, somewhere around the 8th, 9th, 10th, or maybe 7th, 6th will be your IIM shortlists, or at least the CAT scores released. In fact, it could be the second week of Jan, maybe third week of Jan, or the worst case, the fourth week of Jan. There will be some institutes will come out even later. But most of the shortlists, when they come, they will not give you more than 7-8 days, sometimes less than a week for you to submit your forms. When I'm using the word submitting your forms, for example, IIM Bangalore. IIM Bangalore will want you to write a complete SOP, a statement of purpose of 500 words. A Calcutta will ask for it, a Lucknow will ask for it, a Kozhikode will ask for it, a Indore will ask for it, and of course, SP Jain will ask for their second round of shortlist, a different set of 6 questions. So every institute has a new application form, which is their GD interview form, which will get released. And you will be given anywhere between 3 days to maybe 10 days by when you are expected to fill the forms completely. Now, you can start on that day, but when you start on that day, you may make a lot of mistakes. In fact, FMS form, a lot of people make mistakes, because the SOP that has to be prepared for FMS was to be submitted before the CAT exam. Now, when you have that SOP and you go into an interview, you are supposed to defend that SOP, which is what they're going to ask you in the interview. It's going to be a nightmare if you made a mistake. So hence, apart from SP Jain, MDI, and MDA will of course come back with another form once the shortlist comes in. SP Jain and FMS, all other institutes, including the IIMs, will give you a new form, new application form. And hence, I think the earlier you start, the better for you. Today, we have the whole of December in front of us. Because we have the entire December and a part of January before the actual CAT shortlists come in, or the CAT final percentiles, the real percentiles come in, I think it is high time, and probably the very right time for you to start preparing your answers to these things. Not only will they help you in making sure that your forms are submitted correctly, it will also be a part of your preparation for your WAT and GDPI. That's the plan that we have in nature. Now, that is in Jan. Not only Jan, for example, there could be SCMHRD. All the symbiosis institutes will come in the first week of February. Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, that is IIFT, will come in the first or second week of January. IIM Lucknow, IIM Indore, IIM Ahmedabad specifically, IIM Kozhikode for the second list. All of these are expected in February itself. IIM Calcutta and IIM Bangalore could be in the middle of next month, that is in the middle of February or at the end of February for sure. And then there are other institutes, the new IIMs. There are 9 new IIMs, so to say. They're called new IIMs for whatever sake, but they are already something like 13 years old. All of them come under the common admission process, which is somewhere around the March that you can expect. Some of them can be in February also, but most of them in March. Then other institutes like TAPME, NMIMS is something which I forgot, and NMIMS will be as early as in February once again. Then institutes like an MDI, your GIM, or Great Lakes of Institute of Management, all these things will be February, March, and IIMT Ghaziabad's and the IMI Delhi's and the Lal Bahadur Shastri's, and you name the institutes, all of them will start coming up in March. And a few of them will probably be in April also, but not for everybody. For example, IIM Indore or IIM Ahmedabad or IIM Calcutta, what they do is they start their interview process in February, but some of them continue all the way up to your April. The next thing is, till last year, everything was online. In fact, some of them were offline, but most of them were online. But this year, I expect that once again, all interviews will be offline, which will be in-person interviews. If it's in-person interviews, then the spread could be a little more larger thanks to whatever COVID. Now, though there's no COVID, in fact, the government has withdrawn all restrictions, including in the aircraft restrictions. So that's something you already know. So here is what I'm saying. We are talking about a Jan, Feb, March, a Jan, Feb, March, a little bit of April, where you will be encountering, so to say, your interviews. Much before that, most of these require you to start, filling up the form for your final interviews. So all these things, if you start in December, if you start today, so to say, and I'm glad 100 of you are here already there on Zoom and a lot of others on YouTube watching this carefully. I am telling you, my friends, I think you guys are going to be much better off than the people who are not listening to this, and more importantly, not going to start working on this one. Okay. Okay. One again question, Pranav, and everybody else who is asking about the guidance on B School advisory. Very soon, my colleagues here on off CL are also listening to you. And I hope, Rishabh, are you there? If you are there, Rishabh, mic 3 and all. Okay, somebody is very nicely using annotation. I'll disable all annotation for everybody else so that you can okay. Okay, so Rishabh, if you're there, I have only one thing to say, Rishabh or Rishika or anybody else. I want you to make sure that you guys plan a B School advisory for all the students who are waiting for this very carefully. Please make sure that that is done. Okay. Now, here is what we'll go to the next part of the program, and that is, what is this PDP all about? PDP, my friends, is a very, very simple thing. Personality development program where you understand your past. You look at your future of the present and then predict, so to say, or plan your future. The whole idea of an interview also, and let me tell you very, very basically, is that they want to understand, the interviewer wants to understand, why do you want to do an MBA? That's the fundamental question that is going to come in interviews. On what basis will one look at why an MBA? The first fundamental thing is, what has been your background? Background need not be only academic background. It could be your upbringing. It could be your family background. It could be your influences that has happened in the past. It could be your work experience for that matter. And of course, your academic background. All of this has brought you to the present where you have given this interview, given this exam called CAT and other exams. Now, this entrance examination gives you a chance to figure out whether you have the basic aptitude for what we call an MBA education. That's the whole idea of giving this aptitude test. But that's not enough. Everybody can have an aptitude, or whoever can have an aptitude may not yet know what they want to do with the future. So can you connect your past and the current thing that you're doing or the present that you're doing to your aims for the future, your ambitions for the future, your goals for the future? The PDP program, or we deliberately don't call this as a personal interview training program. We don't call it a training program for a simple reason that it is not just training you for questions and answers. It is kind of making you think about who you are, what you are, how are you, how did you come here, and where do you want to reach? All these things looks philosophical for you, for some of you, but let me absolutely assure you that this is going to be very, very useful to you when you start putting in the numbers here. That's what we'll talk about a PDP program. Let's look at it. Why PDP? The idea here in the PDP is, can you make your past your strength? Even the failures of your past could be your strength. Not only successes, but also failures of the past. The second thing that I'm talking about, and again, very, very clearly talking about, is that can you start today to contribute towards your dream tomorrow? And the third, do you have, see, you are going to be a manager. You want to go to a business school. And what is a business school for? Basically, to ready you, to prepare you for contingencies. Nothing is certain in life. Hence, do you plan your future and also have alternate plans? If A doesn't work, B doesn't work, C. So the idea of PDP is not just to give you an interview orientation or WAT orientation, which will of course be done, 100% will be done. Along with WAT and the PI orientation, we are also trying to tell you, hey boss, this will be useful for you when you go to your MBA schools also, because the first year there will be internship interviews straight away. The first, winter, you will have internships, interviews starting somewhere in August, September, October itself. So all the preparation that you do now in December, January, February, and give it at the schools will be useful to you even when you go to the actual business school. That's the whole idea of a PDP. So what's about making a past? How do you make it a strength? First and foremost, through self-awareness. Do you understand yourself well? Do you know yourself well? Let me give you a very, very small example. Two things, and I want you to listen to this carefully. I went to IIM Calcutta a very long time back, and I did not have this kind of a program, frankly speaking, before I went to an IMC, but I still made it for some luck, actually, what maybe. But here is what happened. When the internship happened, summer internship interviews started happening, we had our seniors who were supposed to help us. So I made my CV, and there was a mentor who was allotted to me. And I went to this mentor and said, Mera CV. My CV was a princely 1/2 page. That's it. मैं उसके पास गया और बोला, यार मेरा CV इतना ही है. This guy said, look, how would you even go into, you are an IIM, goddamn IIM. How do you can go to a 1/2 page CV and hope to get an internship? I said, yaar, mere zindagi mein kuch hai hi nahi. I have nothing. I really don't know what I have done. I don't have a single award in life. I don't have a single certificate in life. I did not win a single curricular, extracurricular, any curricular award in my life. My percentages are a pathetic percentages. I can't even, if I say it, everybody will run away from me. How do you think I will even present myself? He said, no, don't worry. Let's look at it. So usne kya kiya? Mere saath baitha. I hope those of you understand Hindi. And he says, okay, let's get back to your past. Then he started asking me, hey boss, what have you done in your 8th? What have you done in your 9th? What have you done in your 10th? What have you done in your 11th, 12th, 13th? All the years, he started probing me more into what I have done in my past. Now, two things came about. Two very, very interesting things came about in that self-awareness analysis. The first thing that came about was that hamare gali mein, in our area, right when I was in 7th and 8th, we were a group of friends who used to set up the Ganesh Pandal when the Ganesh Chaturthi came up. We went home to collect chanda for 10 rupees, 5 rupees. Please understand, we are talking about ages back, 20, 30 years back. I'm talking about close to 1987, 88, 89, then 30 years back. So when I went there, and today everybody does that. Today the Ganesh Chaturthi or the Durga Puja is done at a big scale. But we're talking about 30 years back when people were still thinking about it. And we, as a small group of friends in our own locality, started collecting chanda, making sure that we bought an idol. For 9 days, we organized various things, including an orchestra, a dance program, this program, that program. Not for 1 year. I did it for continuously 3 to 4 years. In the initial year, when I was only in the 7th standard, I was just the chanda collector. Then 8th class, 9th class. By the time I came to 10th and 11th, I was the very principal organizer, not necessarily the main organizer. I never thought in the wildest of dreams that that is something management all about. That I started looking at getting funds, then utilizing funds, using resources, organizing activities, making sure that we ensured a trouble-free, incident-free 9 days. There was one of the years when there was like a huge downpour of water. So then we realized that we had to look at tarpaulin. We planned for it next year onwards, etc. kind of things. That was an amazing thing of self-awareness that boss maine kiya hai. I have done that. The second thing that I did is I used to teach tuitions. I used to, my dad was very, nice guy, I can say, but kanjoos, because he used to give me nothing in terms of pocket money. So what do? I had to make my own pocket money. So I started teaching. When I started teaching, I not only started teaching, but I wanted to make sure that I made money. So I took up tuitions initially. And while there were certain spectacular failures in the initial stages, but I also made sure that I made money over a period of time. Two things. I had ability to teach math, English, or whatever, or entrance examination like physics, chemistry, maths at that point of time for engineering entrances, and also made my own self persona. And that, apart from others, of course, I'm just giving you 2 examples, I was made self-aware of who I am. This guy, his name is TDP, T. Durga Prasad. I'm very, very indebted to my senior, who made me think so much. That's what a mentor will do, to make you self-aware. And that is what this PDP will do. It'll explain to you who have been your influencers. PDP will ensure that this mentoring that I have got, of course, in IIMC, will be given to you much before you go to an IIM or any of the B schools from the CL gurus. The way it will be done is going to be through a one-on-one interaction. Initially, there will be a one-on-one interaction for almost close to an hour, where your Janam Patri, so to say, we'll call it an autobiography very soon, understanding you, knowing who you are, both your weaknesses, and more importantly, picking up your strengths and making a story for yourself. And then, more importantly, also organizing mock personal interviews, mock GDs, if it's required for any of the institutes. Quite a lot of institutes still require a group discussion, and making you write the articles, the essays, 10, 15, 20 minutes essays, correcting them, making sure that you understand the flow of how the WAT is written. This is what this PDP is all about. In addition to that, other reasons. How do you dream what you are, who you are? So there are personality tools that we kind of analyze for you along with whatever we have done. There are going to be personality development activities which will be conducted in the PDP. Every day or a weekly goals will be given to you. Boot camps. We could not do it in the last couple of years or the last 3 years. 2020 we did partially, but 21, 22, 2020 and 2021, 2 full years we couldn't do thanks to COVID. But now we have 23, actually 22 also we couldn't do. 23 we are going to be back with a bang and make sure that all of you converge at one place. A lot of you, thousands of you will be, not thousands of you, maybe 1,000 of you in different cities each. And you will not only know about who you are and a boot camp, but also how your fellow participants, competition is going to be. And that is where there will be a kind of a mutual respect and mutual competition where you will improve too. And lastly, there will be a regular mentor intervention. And that is what our PDP is going to be. Last but not the least, when you go to an IIM, when you go to a MDI or a SPJN or any other business school, this interaction that you're going to have with us, with the faculty members, with the CL gurus, as well as with your fellow participants, you will start your networking much before you go to a B school itself. And that is something which is very, very important. And last, what are your plan Bs, plan Cs, plan As, etc.? You need to understand that, hey, despite all the effort, like the CAT happens, despite all the effort, you're not going to reach the 90-95 percentile. So what do? Okay, you get an 85 percentile, but 85 percentile doesn't mean you will not do an MBA, right? You will do probably from a KJ Somaiya or a Goa Institute of Management or a TAPME. Fair enough. It's not bad any worse off. It may not be better off, but it's not worse off. And that's what we look at it. We look at feedback tools, feedback and suggestions on upskilling, suggestions on exploring more aspirations. So what if analysis? A lot of people come back and ask me, sir, I prepared very much, but sir, mujhe nahi mil raha hai. Main kya karu abhi? No problems, no problems. We will sit with you. This PDP program is not just about PI, I said. This PDP program is also to plan your future, your aspirations, making sure that all the things are taken care of. In fact, I know of 2 years back, there was an IIT Delhi student of mine who came to my PDP program. That year, he did not make it. Next year, he made it to XLRI. He called me up and said, sir, मुझे नहीं जाना है, फिर से मुझे CAT लिखना है, मैं क्या करूं? मैं बोला ठीक है, देखते हैं. Let's go back to what you're working on. We evaluated his current job, and if he goes to an XLRI, and what will he do, and what he wants to get into an ABC kind of things. He did not take up finally, whatever reasons for that, we decided he will not. And finally, this year he wrote, and very, very, very likely, and my prediction for him after his score, I see the score, is that 99.9 percentile milega usko, ABC mein mil jayega, most probably, of course. He's still, all the work that we have done 2.5 years back, or 3 years back, 2 years actually, full 2 years back, 2020 time, will be coming back to him properly. And that is what, my friends, is PDP for you. And that is what I want to make sure that you don't miss out on. Now, what is this PDP? So how of PDP I told you. Let's look at the why of PDP I told you. Let's look at the what of PDP. PDP, you prepare to convert your IIM interview call or any call that you get. As simple as that. All of you asking questions on the chat, may I request you to hold the questions till I finish another 15 minutes, and then I'm going to open up for questions and answers, and we will take up any questions that you have as we go along. Okay, so what of PDP? Let's look at this. So prepare with PDP, that is the PDP program of Career Launcher, and you convert your call. I am calling it an IIM call, but it could be an XLRI, an FMS, an MDI, an SPGen, an IFT, NITI, any of the top institutes, or even a Tier 2 institutes. There is no discrimination as far as Tier 1 or Tier 2, because it is your dream, and we are committed at CL to make sure that your dream is realized. Okay, now, this is what the PDP is, guys. All of you are asking for. So we have 5 different programs. One is the PDP personalized program, and there is a PDP personalized online program also. Both these things exist. The basic difference between PDP personalized and PDP personalized online is that when it is online, everything will be online. There will be no GD trained. There is no GD which is going to be trained. So there will be nothing at the nearest center of the GD. However, if you take the PDP personalized online comprehensive, this will have the GD at the nearest center that you have. Please understand, it is going to be the nearest center where Career Launcher is already present, not your where your city is. If you are in a city where CL is already there, great. But if it is a PDP personalized, it is completely a face-to-face program as far as the PI is concerned, the personal interview is concerned. The GD will be physical in nature. However, knowledge sessions and various articles that we give you will be online. Some knowledge sessions in the boot camp, when we take up the boot camp, obviously will be offline. In such kind of a boot camps, we will also call the PDP personalized people, both online and offline students. And that will be offline. However, if it is online, it's going to be completely online. So wherever in the country and the world you are, you can join this But if you want a comprehensive where you also want GDs, because none of the IIMs have GDs, but all the other institutes probably will have, and that is where you need to be prepared for. Now, we also have personalized. Now, what is the difference between personalized and there is another program called the planned PDP or PDP planned as we call it. Here also it is exactly similar, except a few things are changed. Like there are 10 knowledge sessions, no extra articles given to you. GD will be nearest. Yes, it is going to be face-to-face. The difference here is the CL founders and IIM alumni are going to be the mentors. Here, experts, there will be still IIM guys, there will be still XLRI, FMS, other guys, but there is no guarantee or there's no a certainty that there will always be an IIM alumni or a CL founder will always be there. That is the only difference. And the last one, which is a completely a self-paced course, is a Power PDP, which is 21 recorded sessions for personality interview tips and PDP exercises. This is a purely self-paced course. There is no intervention from any individual as such. And that is what your what of a PDP is. Okay. There will be our portal aspiration.ai. There will be a kind of a 24/7 assistance. Doesn't mean that you will expect at 1 o'clock in the night, but since it's all the information is available on Aspiration, you will get enough advice. And of course, the feedback also can come there. Your interviews schedule will be available on Aspiration, etc. kind of things. Information on past GDs, past interviews, past experiences, all these things and more will be available on the aspiration.ai, which is our portal too. So let me take you through the PDP walkthrough. For example, you go to this Aspiration. So you have a PDP zone. There is a PDP zone that you go to. When you go to a PDP zone, you are expected first to add your academic records. Your academic records, your basic information, your 10th, 12th degree in terms of whether you have any reservation or not, male, female, etc. And also importantly, your work experience, where you're working. All those academic records will be important for us. Then there will be a mentor who will be assigned to you. And if we give you 4 personal interviews, the progress of your personal interview will be available to you at any given point of time. That is the first thing that you'll get. I said something very beginning, if you have heard me carefully. And I said that, hey, you guys have to start preparing now. So when you go to your PDP zone, it's already live. When you go to your PDP zone, if you are a classroom student, full-time classroom student across the country, you will already have this. If you go to the PDP zone, you have all these things given to you. Who am I? You know, there are questions in that. There are lots of questions that I'll show you what kind of questions are there. We will ask you to start filling that who am I form right away. What are these things? And there are some personality tests like the LOCO test, the PE test. We'll talk about this PE test, Big 5 personality test in one of the sessions very soon coming up. But these are personality tests, psychometric tests, which will give you an idea of who you are. Who am I? Remember, we need to understand. Then we will ask you to fill your autobiography, at least about 2,000 to 2,500 words minimum. It can go up to 4,000 also if you want to, but leaving no information out. Like I said, even if I was going to a small Ganesh Pandal and setting up things, that's also very important information in my life. I failed in mathematics when I was in 6th and 7th class. Very few people know this because I now teach math, teach quantitative ability. When 6th and 7th, I used to fail. That was a part of my life. I learned it. I have used that as my failure to become a success. And I was also I was also a gold medalist in my engineering with my mathematics. Somewhere that transition that I could shake, that is what we're talking about in an autobiography without leaving out anything. Your failed love stories, probably. Your failed attempts at getting into an IIT, JEE, IIT. Your failed attempts of doing something else in life and doing something else. Wanting something and doing something else. Whatever that may be. That is what an autobiography is all about. And you need to fill it up. Then the profile details of who are all these things. And when you fill this entire thing, the mentor who is assigned to you will go through this. He will make sure, once you share it with the mentor, he will go through it. He will give you ideas of who you should be and what you should be and how you should write your things. And of course, the most obvious PI questions in the profile form, you can record your demo videos, like, tell me about yourself. What, according to your strengths and weaknesses, what are your short-term and long-term goals? You can record the video and share it with the mentor, so that the mentor will not only see the answer, how you are speaking, how your demeanor is, the way I'm sitting, for example. Am I crouching? Am I being very, very, nervous? Am I being very aggressive? Am I being very assertive? What is it that I have been? What kind of a demeanor I am projecting? Those things also will come out in your recorded video. And more importantly, whether you appear genuine or are you appearing as a very, made up guy? I mean, are you trying to showcase something, or are you real, genuine? Any and every one of these things will be recorded for you. When you record it live, not only have a mock interview, but also recording it live. And that feedback also will be given to you as you go along. Where do you see yourself next in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? What are your greatest achievements till now? What are the most important skills that you think you have? Any and every question. And where does this come from? The autobiography that you'll write. So the autobiography of 3,000, 2,500, 4,000 words, whatever that you can write. From there, all these 10 questions, which are the most important 10 questions of the PI, will be, you should transport them in a very, very nice manner. And once you do this, it's about the honing of these answers, making it natural. When you go into an interview, is going to make you who you are. Okay, there are 10 questions I told you. Then once you save and share with the mentor, it goes to the mentors. Then you can book your PI or the counseling or the mock GDs in the WAD sessions right on the PDP zone itself. So there will be a person assigned, a PDP, not a mentor, but an operations person who will be also taking care of this. The CL Master, Satya, GP, Suzy, Shivku, Srini, all these people, Jijo, and a few others will be available to you to make sure that you get the right mentors. This, of course, the CL mentors will be only for the PDP personalized variant, not for the PDP planned variant. There also will give you mentors, but that mentors need not be the CL gurus in that sense. Then there are power-packed videos of some life lessons available to you. 21 lessons I told you for a specific per PDP program. For a PDP personalized, this comes free. And your entire session plan. When is the plan? Session 1, session 2, session 3, all the plans and the recorded videos of the plans wherever they are online will be available to you for you to watch it again. Once again, the PS1 and PS2, the personality sessions, if I can call them 1 and 2, are going to be free for the PDP personalized variants only. Then we have another important thing under this PDP, in the PDP zone. You view and share your experience. Once you go to an interview, you come back, you share your experience. Similarly, a lot of students would have done. We have the past data also. So you will also know, for example, if you're going to let's say you're going to an IIM Indore interview. What have been the past IIM interviews like? Now you have your own profile, for example. You are a 10th, 12th degree, whatever profile. Similar profile will be available. You can check it out. Ki usko kya pucha gaya tha. Doesn't mean that they will get that same questions will come to you, but you will get a sense of who you are, what can come in, kind of things. Read and share your experiences for these things. There is provision for viewing and sharing the experiences for you. And then there is a lot of reading material topic-wise given to you and the links for reading too. I said for a PDP personalized variant, there are 75 articles which are outsourced, which are through a different agency, but every time there will be sessions which will be done by that agency on a regular basis. 75 plus knowledge sessions and articles for the PDP variants and will be available to you in mails. Last, latest sessions, workshops, ebooks for PDPP variants, all these things will be available all in one zone. And last, we will also ask you at the end of the 2-3 month session that you can give us the feedback of how your PDP journey has been. Right? This is the final schedule. I said 45 minutes, exactly 45 minutes it is. Introduction to PDP, I have already done broadly, but little more in detail, and the personality session 1 will be next Saturday. Today is 3rd, exactly 7 days from today, 10th of December, you will have the first personality session. Mostly this is taken by Satya. Personality session 2 is on 11th, mostly taken by Srini. Then MBA specializations and areas of focus. So while you are going for an MBA, you need to understand which MBA specializations you need to go to. So what is your focus? Because that's question going to come in your interview too. Bhai, tum kaun sa lene wale ho? 17th of December. Then how to write an effective SOP, 18th of December. WAT and AWT, 18th of December. PI basics and PI advanced inputs, 25th of December, that's a Christmas day, and advanced inputs, 8th of January, which is a Sunday again. First is a Sunday and 8th is a Sunday. And then the group discussion and the case study basics on 14th. Why we are doing GDCS at the last? Because that is the time when we get your NMIMS results also out and you will be ready for that. This is the preliminary schedule for all of you who are classroom students, and those of you who are online, but your PDP is not included. My suggestion would be sign up quickly enough so that you are ready for the 10th December session without fail. All of you who are only test series students or have taken only DILR 1000 or a QA 1000 or a VARC 1000 and don't have direct access to it also, I would say please go ahead and make sure that you are signing up for the PDP program so that you don't miss the 10th December program without. Of course, I know that there are exams coming up on 11th, 18th, etc. kind of things, but 10th December, don't miss out. 2 hours is good enough for you to kind of get your mind off the entrance examinations coming up. Other thing that I will tell you, I will answer all the questions, guys, that are coming up in chat. Just hold on for a few minutes more. The other things that I'll tell you is, guys, you can pick up some more skills like a digital marketing skills, text and web analytics skills, data analysis, R and Python, financial analytics. If any of these things, if you want to kind of develop, please go ahead and do that is what I would say. Now, here is the end of it, but I'm going to answer a lot of these questions for the PDP that I said I will do for sure. Let me start off with some of these questions that I come on my chat. But before you ask all of them, let me look at. So can you show first slide of different types of programs? Yes, I can show that, my friend. Let me go straight to that. And this is it for you. Okay, it is. This is the one for those of you who want to know what are the various things. Okay, here it is. So you can go through this. Now, let me ask, will it be online? I said, Aditya, not all of them will be online. Some of them will be offline and online. That's fine. So as far as somebody is asking, what if some of the interviews are going to happen in January and some for some of the exams like ZAT and CMAT and others may still continue with their entrance examinations? That's exactly what I'm saying. You start your GDPI preparation right now, your PDP preparation right now. So every day, couple of hours, you give it to your autobiography or making up your who am I questions, while making sure that you don't miss out reading the newspaper every day from today onwards, maybe tomorrow. But make sure that you do that without fail. Once you do that, the rest of it is your exam preparation only. There's nothing else. Is there any institute who conducts GD in the selection? A lot of the institutes, Shivam, a lot of these all the institutes, non-IIMs probably. In fact, XLRI, one of the programs they do, MDI does it. SP Jain, for example, has a group interview in that sense of the word. You have Great Lakes Institute of Management, Lal Bahadur Shastri, IMT Ghaziabad, all of them have GDs. NMIMS has GDs or case studies. Symbiosis has. Bharat Gulani, I am now answering the questions. Can you show first slide? I have sorry. Link of these sessions will be available to you on Aspiration Pranju. Sir, can you show? Devansh, I have answered. Hello, sir. Dipali is saying, few of things you are saying to add to our profile do not have any proofs as like in certificates. Is it worth to have such share experience? Also, should I be honest with my life or diplomatic? Dipali. First and foremost, be honest. That does not mean, okay, here is the answer to that question, Dipali. You have to be very honest, but doesn't mean you will say it in a very, very bland manner. It is your story you are teaching, your story, your story which you are expressing. You know, you are the heroine of your story, the hero of your story. So when you're hero of your story, you will talk about how you have done well, right? Don't make it bland. The PDP or the mentoring is to help you sell yourself. For example, I could have said very simply that my Ganesh Pandal, what I did, so I used to be a part of the Ganesh Pandal organizing committee. Oh, big deal. Or I can go back and explain what are the challenges that I have made, what are the things and how I have overcome, thereby explaining what managerial leadership qualities I also have. So while you need to be very honest in terms of the incidents and life's experiences that you take it to the interview, how you present it is the key thing about interviewing, In fact, I'll tell you something also, guys. I am taking a session right now. May I ask you a very simple feedback? Very simple feedback. And I'm telling you, you can say pathetic, you can say bad, etc. But I want to ask you one question. Do you think when I'm presenting, it looks as if I am okay? I mean, does it look as if I am effective enough? Or do you find that I'm not at all effective and it's like boring? Can you please give me, type on your screens, on your chat, what do you feel when you're listening to me? Do you feel that you want to listen to me, or you feel that, boss, kya boring hai kind of things? Shubham Sharma says, I know how to sell. Effective hai sir, kafi effective and captivating. So the point I'm trying to make, thank you so much, guys. I mean, mujhe khush kar diya aaj ke liye aapne. Dipali Sharma is saying, I feel you are selling your product effectively. No. I'm not selling any product, Dipali. I am telling you what the truth is. You want to buy it, that's up to you to buy it. I am not going to sell. You are going to buy. That's the only difference. Okay. I'm just being nice. So coming back to you guys. Here is what I would say very clearly. The idea of an interview is not who you are alone. It's how do you express yourself? And that is what is going to be very, very important in the next 2-3 months that you have, in the next 1 month that you have, and the next 3 months that you have. If you do it well, it doesn't matter how bad your scores. If I tell you my scores now, I'm telling you, you will have itna jo mera effectiveness bol rahe ho na mere bare mein, that I am kuch to banda hai, I am Calcutta gaya hai, main Calcutta gaya tha. You will feel that ye gaya hai. This guy went into an I am Calcutta kind of a statement you will make. But I'll tell you something. I did go there because I could sell myself. Okay, I think it's not that anything I told was a falsehood. Every word that I said was correct. But how I said it is what is going to make a huge, huge difference to each one of us. Okay, so let's thank you so much for your answer for that. That's exactly what we will try to do in your PDP too. Okay. So let me look at some of these things. Karan Agarwal, sir, I have joined CL MBA program. Is it included in? How do I find out? So Karan, you'll have to reach out to your counselor through whom or your manager through whom you have got in touch with, or the center that you have got in touch with. They will definitely help you. I will not be able to help you right now because I would not know. But you go onto the website and figure onto your aspiration and check out whether you are you have your PDP program also. PDP personalized. You need to upgrade your PDP plan. So all the classroom program students will get PDP plan. You need to upgrade yourself to personalized by paying a differential amount. I don't know how much is the differential amount this time. My colleagues will be able to get in touch with you without fail. Sir, has the CL raised an objection against slot 3 DI question? There is no mistake, Rohan Sinha, in the slot 3 DI question. How much one-on-one time will we get with our mentors on a weekly basis, Harshit? That depends on you and your mentor. It could be anywhere ranging between 1 hour to more than 1 hour, depending on the requirement that you have. Initially, it will be more. After that, it will get less. Sir, has FMS stopped accepting registrations this year? Yes, it has stopped registrations already. Fees for PDP, Rahul, it will be available to you later. Sir, I mean, you'll have to get in touch with our website. Go on to careerlauncher.com/CLMBA, CAT-MBA. You will get the information on all the programs. Sir, I'm not decent score. What do I do now? Shah Rukh Khan, if you have no decent score, here is my simple answer to you. Don't worry about what has happened in the past. Over and done with. CAT is done. There is an IFT, there is an NMAT, there is a SNAP, there is a ZAT, there is a TISS, there is a CMAT, there is an Maharashtra CD. There are 7 exams coming up to you. Please focus on those things. Worst case scenario, let's say you don't get anywhere else. Worst case scenario, nothing in the world will go away. You can pick up a job, work through it, and write it next year, provided your goal is very, very clear. Fees for all types, Rahul, I can tell you which will be done. Which program? PDP planned is included, Harshit. Sir, I joined CLMBA program. I told you this, Karan. I have PDP planned. Is it worth to get the personalized one? Adit Mangla is asking, is it worth to go for a personalized one? See, I'll tell you something. Whether something is worth or not worth is depending on how you perceive whatever I have given you as the possible choices. Can you do it without any of the programs? Somebody asked in the very beginning, sir, I don't want to join any MBA program, any PDP program, any GDPA program. Can I still make it? Of course, probably you can make it. I don't say you can't. But would you want to take a chance, given that a piddly 10, 15, 20,000 for a career, for a chance of I'm not saying definitely, but a larger probability, a possibility of getting through a final selection? If I were you, will not bother too much about it if I have to take up a call on this. Okay. Sir, classic MBA online regular program whose PDP was included is as PDP planned. How will we connect with our mentors outside classroom? On the phone numbers. Fees for all types. Rahul, how much time generally does it become to good at PI? Frankly, Aditya Mishra, it doesn't really take too much of time. But yeah, if I were to really look at it, something like 20-25 hours. How to check whether PDP is included in my aspirations? Neha, if you're an online comprehensive student, you will have PDP online, PDP planned. But if you are a classroom student, already PDP planned is available. Otherwise, it will not be available. Great Lakes, PGP versus baby IIMs. Devesh, get me a final selection from both. Then I'll give you an answer for that. Can I see a PGP? I can see PDP zone in my portable. I am an NC online batch student. Yes, you have to buy separately, Ronak Makwana. Getting 97.5 percentile, which calls to expect that information. B School Advisory will be coming up, Aditya Prakash, very, very soon. I have already told the gentlemen in CL, my team members, they will come back to you on that, on the date of the B School Advisory session. I'm doubtful about investing time in GDPI. Can I book a call with one of your faculty so that I can get guidance? You can get in touch with one of our counselors and they will help you out with that. Bharat Gulani. You know how to sell effectively. Thank you so much, all of you. I joined the CL program. I answered this, Karan. NCOBC 55 marks. I can't answer this question. How will we connect with the mentors? I answered that. I answered everything, all these questions. Yeah, anybody asking for this is my percentile and therefore I want to get in will be answered. Pranav and everybody else will be answered to you in a B School Advisory session. All those predictor live will be answered. Anything to do with PDP, please ask me right now. Last date of FM is already over, my friends. And when you share your predicted, sectional percentiles will not be predicted, Dipali. But I said, please get in touch. We will also give you a B School Advisory on a broad idea. There's no exact prediction that we'll do, but we'll give you that, okay, 70 percentile, what will be the score for each of the sections, 75 percentile, 80 percentile, and 85 percentile, which are very, very which are essential so as to take a call whether you'll make it or not make it. Anybody, now here is the last statement that I'm going to make. Anybody who thinks that through the sectional percentile can get 90 plus percentile, 90 plus percentile, 93 plus percentile, you have a chance to, if you're a general category, that is, you have a chance to get into any of the IIMs, new IIMs included. Similarly, if you are OBC, EWS, etc., it will be 85, 87 percentile. If you're SC, ST, 75, 70 percentile. So if your CL predicted percentile is more than these things that I'm telling you, therefore you have a chance of getting an IIM call, MDI call, SPJN call, XLRI call. XLRI, of course, is not over. Then you should definitely join in for the PDP personalized program. As far as FMS, everybody is asking, I don't know who is asking this, that it is closed already. Oh, FMS, sorry, FMS has not even started this year. My mistake. Normally they finish it before this one, I think. They did not start it this year. Normally they started early. This year they have not started it. My absolute apologies on this. SP Jain is closed. That's all. SP Jain, and if I'm not wrong, SP Jain, MDI. These are the two things which are closed. Yes, Rohan. Absolutely correct. My apologies for FMS. Typically, FMS closes one day before the CAT exam. This year, they don't know. For whatever reasons, they have not even started. I'm sorry, Aditya Sharma. I hope your heart is back and functioning well, and dag kar raha hai na theek se. How many face-to-face mocks will be conducted? I think 3 or 4, Bhavna. Yeah, they will release sooner than later, Shivam. Sir, can you tell in short about all these programs? Divansh, this is exactly what I've said. So your program will look at a lot of mentoring, which is what I showed you in the how of it, the PDP walkthrough, where the interviewer, so the mentor will be in touch with you to make sure that your who am I, the autobiography, the everything else will be filled properly. In addition to that, in addition to all those things, there'll be knowledge sessions, there'll be articles given to you, mock PIs given to you, 3 of them minimum and 4 mostly, and GDs given to you, depending on each one of them. PDP planned is for all the classroom program students who are already enrolled. It is available, but anybody wants a personalized program, they'll have to add that extra amount of money to be able to top it up. The rest of them have to either buy the PDP plan if you're not a part of the group, and or a PDP personalized as per your interest, as per your expectation. Yes, Jayant, if you join for a PDP personalized program, let's say in Delhi, the GD will be in CP, for example, very clearly. But if you join for a PDP personalized online program, obviously it will be online. But even there, if you join for the PDP personalized online comprehensive program, Jayant, in that comprehensive program, at the center nearest to you, we will ensure that you get the GD 6. So CL offline centers also, each of the centers, please connect yourself to your respective centers. They should start it this week. The 10th ka session will be the kind of a first session for everybody. Most probably, if I'm not wrong, will be available to you for all the classroom students also, even if you have not become a PDP personalized student. So FMS does it, XLRI does it for HR program, IIFT does it, and MDI does it. The IMT Ghaziabad does it, IMI does it, Lal Bahadur Shastri does it, Great Lakes does it, all these things are Vijay. So classroom student, you will get PDP planned. There's not a one-on-one class. It's a classroom which will be available, Rajul. You will get that from a mentor. But if you are a classroom student, PDP planned is given, but it doesn't include the articles and the 20 knowledge sessions. There'll be only 10 knowledge sessions for you. Okay? You cannot choose, as far as I know, you cannot choose, but you may be, I think there is a planned thing, Devansh Pal, where if, for example, you need XYZ, you might have to bid for that by, make it completely managerial in nature kind of things. Okay. So I cannot say for sure whether you will be able to choose your mentor, but you can always give your preference as a mentor, and chances are that you will get it. When should we give your first mock? Maybe at the end of this month or the beginning of January is what I would say you should give. DILR raw score is 8, slot 3. Very unlikely, Sankho Paul. Will PDP personalized continue till my last interview? As long as 4 mock interviews are given, it will continue. But Varnika, please let me assure you that when you have lots and lots of other calls, you will need this to become better rather than etc. But the mentorship will continue till the last moment. So Harshit Chauhan, I cannot be sure on this, my friend, but when you are paying for it, you please call the counselor. Make sure that the counselor gives you a guarantee of whoever you want, or give a choice of three. Let her or him give you that information and then pay up the fees. It will show for all AS. The package is available for everybody. However, PDP plan, because that is the basics. But if you want more information, if you want mentorship, if you want the articles, if you want the knowledge sessions, then you need to be very clear about what you have joined up for. Aditya Mishra, grammar does matter, but not majorly matters. सो कैट अच्छा नहीं हुआ तो भी चलेगा शिवम, कैट अच्छा हुआ तो भी चलेगा. मेरे ख्याल से आपको स्टार्ट तो करना ही चाहिए, बिकॉज जनवरी में एग्जाम होने के बाद आपके पास इतना टाइम नहीं रहेगा कि आप स्टार्ट करो जनवरी में. आज से शुरू करो, 10 तारीख से शुरू करो. मेरा ये आपसे सजेशन है. लेट्स पुट इट दैट वे. आई डोंट नो गॉड डैम सजेशन को क्या बोलते हैं हिंदी में. समबडी कैन टेल मी दैट. ओके, सुझाव. आई लव दैट. मेरा सुझाव है. गुजारिश नहीं करता मैं श्वेता. आपने तो बोला था आई एम वेरी एरोगेंट करके. मैं कैसे गुजारिश करूंगा? मैं तो सुझाव ही दे सकता हूं. आई गिव यू इंस्ट्रक्शंस, यू सी. निवेदन is also very nice word, I think. Yeah. It will be at Mohan Estate, Devansh, as well as at CP, both. No, IIMs don't conduct GD at all. So Suyash, you need to do both, my friend. That's all. Prasthav, Nishtha. I agree with you. Thank you. Awesome. Abhishek, obviously करना पड़ेगा बेटा. कर लो. 16 DI score, Vaibhav, you will get it. My score, Shivam, is 101. Anything else? Okay, I think so. Devansh, if you for ISB, there is a separate program that we give you. You will have to join for that very, very specific ISB program. Devansh Pal. Rajul, for online students, there is a specific thing where you need to come to the center where GD will be done offline. So Harsh, देख आप अपने सेंटर में जाके बोलो, मिल जाएगा आपको. Yes, Aditya Mishra, I can be almost 99.99% sure of that. Absolutely brilliant, Nista Shetty. I'm so glad for you. I'm very, very happy. Extremely happy. Thank you so much for informing me too. Abhishek, 22 भी क्लियर हो जाएगा बेटा, टेंशन मत लो, हो जाएगा. वेंकट वासुदेव राव याजला 89.5 percentile SC unte 100% start aipo. You have to start preparing. Absolutely, Abhishek. VA 18 raw score, Shikhar, unsure. You will clear cutoff. 75% you will clear cutoff, Shikhar Jain. 15, oh boy. Bharat, बहुत मुश्किल है यार. मेरे ख्याल से तो 70 परसेंटाइल तक आ सकता है, उससे ज्यादा नहीं. उत्कर्ष सिन्हा 61 slot 3. You will get 99, 91, 92, 93 के बीच में परसेंटाइल वाइज. अगर 93 क्रॉस हो गया तो you will get all the new IIMs. Quant sectional cutoff, Rahul Priyadarshi 15 पास हो जाएगा, no problems. Okay, guys, I think I have answered all the questions. Thank you so much for being with me on this special session on PDP. I hope you got what you want. Wish you all the best. Don't wait for some other day or auspicious day to start your prep. Start today. That's all I can say. Wish you all the very best. Thanks so much once again. Yes, it will still be available. You can always go there and do your GDs. 98.49 doesn't matter. If you are a general category student, you will not get an IIM Calcutta call. Harsh Vijay, sorry about that. अफहम फाही, आपको किस सेंटर में, किस सिटी में हो, उसी में हो जाएगा आपको. ठीक है? Thank you so much. So PDP sessions typically are Saturday, Sundays only, Shalmali. Oh, NCL 98.49. Very likely, Harsh. Very likely. Very, very likely. DILR 8, Snehal Sahu. You will have to attempt apply to those institutes where there is no cutoff. That's all I can say. Okay. So again, let me not go back to cutoffs, guys. So please go back to cutoffs. There will be a B School advisory session that we plan to do rather. I will check with GP sir and Shivku sir. I'm sure that will be done sooner than later, and that will clear up a lot of your questions too. With that, a very, very thank you for all of you. Have a wonderful Sunday, a great December, and more importantly, a great 2023, where you will get into your dream school, dream IIM, and dream other B schools. That's my wish. That's my duaएं आपके लिए. Wish you all the very best. Thank you so much. Thanks, Mono.